Greetings, this is Earthman. Grace and peace be to you, for you and your family and everything like that. And may your plants give glory to God as they grow big and strong. Um, Thinking behind the Genesis Garden Project, um, well, a plant, I believe, the seed itself has a remarkable amount of genetics in it. And also inside that seed, as you probably already know, are things that little baby plant's going to need to get through the first few weeks or so. And but likewise, it's going to need other things in that environment to make it work out perfect. As I mentioned in earlier videos, just like a baby, the beginnings of a plant life cycle is very important. Probably one of the most important stages of growth. And any little defect will affect that plant's growth further. Um, Now, uh, plants, us, everything in the world, the galaxy, everything in it designed, not by chance. God designed it, and God designed a plant a certain way and to grow in soil, but not just soil where it needs to be fed, but soil where it has all the food it needs to grow all the fruit or vegetables or thorns or flowers or whatever it grows or just grows that it needs should be in that surrounding area and thrive. And they've done tests with wild berries versus domestic and wild fruit, fruit and foods and stuff versus domestic. And when it comes to the antioxidants and everything involved in nutrients and what it does for our bodies and everything, the wild stuff seemed to do well. And I believe that is just because those plants are grown the way they should and everything. And the way they should is with living soil, with life in the soil, not to mention all the minerals and nutrients needed, but um, not necessarily a lot is needed when you have a lot of life in there, and you have a really a balanced soil circle. I guess you could say with the nematodes and protozoas and earthworms and birds and dying things, and it just all goes on and on. But the most important things for that plant are um, its living relationship with the microbes, the different type of bacteria and fungi that assist that plant in living. I mean, that's the way both of them were created. The roots were created to give off carbohydrates and sugars and other secretions, and at the same time, the microbes were dependent on these excretions in order to thrive themselves. And so you're going to see a lot of bacteria hanging around the root system, and that's a good thing because uh, they all, have a function, and those functions are to um, break down different nutrients and minerals and things like that in the soil, and I guess you could say liquefy them or make them plant ready. Micronize them, whatever you want to call it. And then here's another. Okay, so it's out there, it's broken down, but what good is it going to do away from the root system? Well, that's where the mycorrhizal, the fungi come in with the hyphae and all the different functions that go along with the mycorrhizal. Also able to break down different type of phosphorus and I think potassium or nitrates. I have to look into that. Earthman knows a lot, but not everything. Um, and so it brings it back to the root system. Not only brings it back, but it's one with the root system by injecting different type of like straws, I guess you can say, into the root system, tapping in and literally like an IV, feeding that plant all the nutrients it needs. That's been in some cases broken down up to several hundred feet away from the plant, depending on the size and the colonization in there. I guess you go in a forest and you see a large tree and you notice the ground is very spongy around it, and there's mushrooms popping up from time to time. That's an area that is very, very strong with not strong, but heavily populated with mycorrhizal. There is so much underneath that surface that's going on. You couldn't imagine a city that is just, if we were to shrink ourselves down, would be an amazing, huge city designed in incredible ways we can't even imagine, and all designed to keep that big tree alive. And so, likewise with plants. And so, uh, when they are able to take in things naturally, slowly, mixed in with those nutrients are enzymes and I think catalysts that make these nutrients more available quicker, and for the plant to recognize them more so, to be able to really fill in every click, I don't know, a geneticist would know the terms of this, but meet every code, every little nook and cranny of its genetic code, and and come out the way it was designed to come out, like I've mentioned, as medicine for our bodies and for our minds and for our spirits. And so we have to consider the plant and how it was designed, and consider the soil and how it was designed, and what's in it, and what the function of the living soil has with this plant. And there is when you're going to have a plant that is going to be able to produce everything it needs and everything we need for our bodies. And so that's a little bit on my thinking of the Genesis Garden program. Is a high nutrient, high microbe amount of life, horticulture hill, heavily mulched, keeping it moist and cool, and a nice environment for the microbes and for the plant. And so just pay attention to the videos as they come out. I'm going to be doing experiments up until then, little wacky experiments. I think you'll enjoy, and I need your help. I need your help with this project. Like I said, I'm going to do it no matter what, but I'm going to need you to help me to make this even bigger, to spread the news of this old way, but yet new way of agricultural farming that is meant to heal our bodies. And so this is Earthman. You have a blessed day, and grace and peace be to you and your family, and may your plants give glory to God.